Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to walk you through hosting a static website on AWS using S3 and CloudFront. Most tutorials tell you to make your S3 bucket public, which is a major security risk. I have seen this lead to data leaks and massive unauthorized builds. By the end of this video, you will have a production-ready, globally distributed website that is completely private at the storage layer. Let us get into the architecture of a secure static site. We are moving beyond the basics to implement a pattern that enterprise teams actually use in production. These are the steps we are going to cover in this video. Specifically, that includes creating your bucket, syncing files, setting up the content delivery network, securing access with origin access control, and finally, locking down the bucket policy. So do not skip ahead. Watch all the way through to actually understand this properly. In this channel, we share practical IT tutorials every day. If you are interested in learning and want more content regularly, make sure to subscribe and join our WhatsApp channel using the link in the description. And please do hype the video. That really encourages me to upload more videos regularly. Before we begin, ensure you have an active AWS account. If you are new to billing, check out our video on the AWS free tier, which is linked in the description to avoid surprise costs. You need the AWS CLI installed and configured on your machine. We will be using the command line for all operations to ensure reproducibility. Make sure you have your website files ready in a local directory. Specifically, that includes a static website folder containing at least an index.html file and basic understanding of AWS regions and bucket naming conventions. First, we create the S3 bucket. We use the S3 API command here rather than the console because it is faster and lets us script the process. We are naming this bucket with a globally unique identifier. Notice we define the region explicitly. This ensures your data stays exactly where you expect it for compliance reasons. When you run that command, you should see this JSON output. It confirms the bucket has been created in the specified region. If you get an error here, it is usually because the bucket name is already taken globally. Just pick a more unique name. Now we sync the files. The sync command is significantly better than a standard copy command because it only uploads files that have changed. The delete flag is optional but recommended. It removes any files in the bucket that no longer exist in your local source directory. This prevents stale content from lingering in your production environment. You will see a list of files being uploaded. This is the confirmation that your assets are now sitting in the bucket. If you have a large site with hundreds of files, this command will handle the parallelization automatically. So, how does this actually work? When a user requests your site, they hit the CloudFront edge location. CloudFront then fetches the content from S3 using origin access control. The bucket is completely private to the public internet. It only trusts requests coming from a specific CloudFront distribution. This is the gold standard for security. We must create an Origin Access Control or OAC. This is the mechanism that allows CloudFront to sign requests to S3. By using the always signing behavior, we ensure that every single request is authenticated. This replaces the deprecated Origin Access identity. The output gives you the ID of your OAC. Copy this ID. You will need it in the next step to attach the bucket policy. Without this ID, S3 will reject the request from CloudFront because it won't know they are authorized. This is the bucket policy that makes the magic happen. Notice the condition block. It restricts access strictly to your specific CloudFront distribution. Even if someone guesses the S3 URL, they will get an access denied error. This is exactly why we avoid public buckets. What are the common mistakes here? First, failing to block public access at the account level is a massive risk. Second, never hardcode your credentials in scripts. Always use your local AWS profile or instance roles. Finally, a very common error is forgetting to set your default root object in CloudFront, which usually results in an access denied error when users visit your base domain. To be precise, that covers leaving S3 block. Public access disabled at the account level, and hard-coding credentials in scripts instead of using IAM roles. To verify, use a simple curl command against your CloudFront URL. You should receive a status 200 OK. If you see status 403, your bucket policy is likely missing the OAC condition, or your distribution is still propagating. Wait a few minutes and try again. To recap, S3 should always remain private to the public internet. CloudFront Origin Access Control provides the most secure path to your storage. Infrastructure as code ensures your security policies are versioned, and always use the sync command to maintain consistency in your deployment. We have covered the professional workflow for static hosting on AWS. If you found this guide helpful, please subscribe and join our WhatsApp channel for more daily IT tutorials. Hype the video if you want to see more production-grade deployment guides. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.